Welcome, welcome all you guys to Indian Trace. I had to do this. The light was perfect, and there were a couple mentions I wanted to make here in 2018 as we begin. This is the adjacent section. I have one section and two sections where I keep some of the top points that just mean the most, and it's about feel. The last video, and I was talking about it, I have come to learn that in collecting the ancient North American Indian artifacts in this continent, of course, North America, I've seen a lot of hunters find a lot of stuff, watched a lot of videos, noticed a lot of likes, noticed a lot of traffic, and observed why people respond the way they do, why they like certain things. And it's all an emotional factor of the contact of these individuals that made these. The deep, probably penetrating need, more than we can comprehend in a postmodern society. And so I really try to get into all that too, the sociology of it. Take a look at these points though, and we're going to talk through some things. First thing, before I forget again, to many of you out there, I'll tell you this story as we begin. I'm going to go clockwise this time. This is a great point here from Mecca. This is all the variated material. I'll take a look at this. The variated materials mixed with, of course, rhyolite and what have you. And my first concern here is, then the story is a sad one. It hurts. You know, I have in-laws. I have an in-law, brother-in-law who I love, who he's got to get a growth checked. Something seems to be wrong. And we all hate to hear that news originally. We don't know yet. I also have another person I love in my church who had a main scale stroke maybe a day or two ago. She may not recover. We could go on and on with these stories. Maybe people who are suffering. Look at that piece from Mecca. Maybe people who are, and these North American Indians that made these, they suffered the same way we do. And they had to deal with it on top of providing for their lives without modern conveniences, power tools, or all this stuff we think is so vital to our living. Look at this point here from the dunes. Haven't been able to collect the dunes in a while, but it puts out incredible artifacts. So on behalf of the people out there today, and I know many tune into Indian Trace, whether it's, I could name them by name. I could say Frank or Mike or Brian, or so many people out there dealing with types of chronic pain, issues in their health that they need to get checked, things that maybe get a little steeper and more serious, such as Jonesy. Just to live. Nobody's getting out of here alive. When we were born, we were destined to die. And when it comes to this life, look at this point from Notchville. I absolutely love it. I wanted to share these sentiments at the beginning of the year because that's what these artifacts that we find, that's what it's about. These people are gone. But their lives make a difference to me and you. You're going to be gone. I'm going to be gone. The question is whether or not my life's going to make a difference to somebody, to live a better life that supports other people, defends them, allows them to have a position where they can make a choice in their life, a free choice, maybe simple choices to have children, a simple choice as to where they want to go to school, how they're going to educate their children, the religion they choose to serve or devote themselves to. Look at this point. I love it. From Notchville, I get carried away. Anyway, so many people out there suffering, hurt. And today I hope that you receive comfort going into the year. Maybe just sections of time that are just supernatural to you, where you just are lifted above or outside your hardship. And we all have it. We all have it. It's tough. People we care for, people who are infirm, people who are, whether they're in hospice care or invalid, end-of-life care, we all have them. These North American Indians had them, and they had their ways of dealing with it. This point is from the archaic. I love these type of points. It's very similar to this point right here, which came from the vulture. Favorite point of mine with a little bit of a relief on the back. If I can pick it up in the light, I don't know if the light's doing it. Great points. just made strong, durable, they would have delivered a serious infliction. A 50 caliber shot driving right straight through flesh, sticking into bone. It needed to. They needed to eat. They needed their children to eat, their loved ones. Here's a point from W Properties. I always liked that. As I said, many of you clicking in, I haven't really collected long, especially not intelligently, only 4 years maybe, as an intelligent person that understood the land that I was afforded to be able to collect. Look at this piece here from the Cove. It is pink. And so for all of you out there that are dealing with something now, maybe even as you watch this, and many of you have told me, and I appreciate your transparency. I can only hope that you have times when, in 2018, you just have like an incredible week where supernaturally you just sort of are lifted above and beyond your pain. And if you care for people out there, which we all do, who are suffering or have problems, I hope you have strength to do it. It takes strength. It takes commitment to respect, I think, their integrity, especially when people are suffering from mental illness or what have you. That's a great point. Also from the Vulture. Look at this point here. Early point from the Archaic. Early in that I found it early, maybe 3 years ago, maybe 4. Very early for me to find it. With the relief right off the back edge of that. And it is smooth as can be. Smooth as can be. Here's a great point right here from the dunes. And so this video really is in sympathy, but yet more than that, in compassion for all of us in the work of faith we do and the labor of love we share with others. These people here that made these artifacts to supply for their families, these men who are out hunting, ambushing, if you will, they needed to bring it home because they either had somebody at home who was just hungry, they were in a time of famine and desperate need, or in a time of plenty. Didn't matter to them, they just needed to provide, as we do. Great point here from Saponi. As we finish up here, that's just my prayer today. As we do a living frame. Point here from Hidden Hill, and that's as thin as it looks too. One of the favorite points that I have is this real strong, durable marl mountain that I found at Notchville too. It's a great point right there. But from Indian Trace to all you out there, this one's a little shorter. In both videos, if you do catch this audio, remember the political interest links. I glean from, 20 or so, and I pick one that I really think has made an impact to change the way I think, feel, and treat other human beings. If you don't care the way I think or feel or treat other human beings, it don't matter. You do it the way you need to do it in life. Treat people the way you feel you need to treat them. If you think you can do it better, go for it. If you think you're more respectful to human beings, go for it. That's what it's about. And I won't criticize you. But to support the life and the liberty and the freedom of other human beings, that's what it's all about. Appreciate you tuning in to Indian Trace. And that right there, that's Indian Trace.